Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Michael Maney begins now.
Tas Racing considers taking action against harness trainer Ben Yole. Independent Christy Johnston wants to close a loophole that could allow his horses to keep racing. She says the sport's regulators need to prevent the transfer of ownership or traineeship or horses to close associates.
It's clearly a loophole that needs to be tightened and needs to be dismissed so that there is actually integrity within the racing industry.
The Office of Racing Integrity said it approves transfers based on the stable returns policy, with no reason to bar it if the individual is not charged with any wrongdoing. The Liberal government's about to embark on Tasmania's biggest ever paramedic recruitment blitz, with 78 new positions open over the next 2 years. It's not met expectations for some stakeholders though, who say more's needed to right the state's health woes.
A new ambulance superstation is taking shape in Glenorchy, soon to serve Hobart's northern suburbs.
It'll have a number of different training and meeting rooms, which is important for the continued professional development of our workforce. It will have much more contemporary decontamination facilities.
It will house 12 of 78 extra paramedics promised by the Liberals at the state election. It's to be the state's biggest ever recruitment blitz.
So 51 of those will be full-time paramedics. In terms of the additional 27, they'll be community paramedics.
However, it's less than the 87 paramedics deemed necessary by 2026 to meet demand in a report commissioned by Ambulance Tasmania.
One of the disappointing elements to this announcement was that they didn't put on more support staff and more training. We need to see more educators in the system so that we can bring on more paramedics.
If the government committed to 87 paramedics tomorrow, we could not train 87 new inductees tomorrow. That's because there is a rigorous training program.
From next week, patients arriving at the emergency department by ambulance will be transferred within 60 minutes. But it won't be a strict rule. The Health Minister facing questions on whether his promised ramping ban is dead on arrival.
We're not going to quibble around words. We're not going to quibble around whether it's a mandate or a transfer immediately. What is happening is that the ramping will end under our government.
The ban binned. Next up, fixing the ramping. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
The Jack Jumpers Championship celebrations are showing no signs of cooling off, with fans urged to add their names to the historic victory. The club harnessing its recent success as it launches a new charity arm supporting the game's growth.
Scott Roff's famous motto immortalised.
We continue to defend the island and make the state proud.
The Defend the Island Foundation paving the way for the Jack Jumpers effect to live on.
Hopefully, again, that will be part of my legacy when I leave here, that won't be about the wins and losses, but impacting people.
The club's new charity putting the focus back on the community, raising funds to grow the game in every corner of the state.
Super important from day one that we are a community club, so this is a great way to recognise the people that contribute.
We know we've created the problem, we want to be part of the solution, but certainly growth of basketball is something that this foundation will certainly work to achieve.
The first point of call, enshrining the Jackies' maiden NBL title. Fans far and wide urged to etch their name in history by signing the championship wall for a $10 donation.
That's inviting everybody in that's enjoyed the championship victory of the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers to be part of the celebration.
We have the luxury of having this trophy with us, and it would be a great opportunity for people to jump on board.
A permanent response to the overwhelming demand for the Jack Jumpers' presence.
And the reception we've received is just extraordinary, and what this has meant to people all around the state.
Hopefully this inspires another 500,000 people to jump on board and put their name on this wall.
Defending the island on and off the court. Victoria Easto, 7 Tasmania News.
A West Launceston petrol station has been badly damaged during an attempted break-in early this morning. Police say the offender failed to gain entry to the shell shop, fleeing the scene around 5 a.m. They were believed to be travelling in a stolen 2005 Mazda Bravo ute. Investigations are ongoing. Anyone with any information is urged to contact Crime Stoppers. The Tasmanian Institute of Sport is on the hunt for our state's next Olympic and Paralympic champions. Their Talent ID program for the 2032 Brisbane Games is underway, putting our budding athletes to the test next week.
Cycling their way to the 2032 Olympics, the hunt for the state's next crop of sporting stars is underway.
Looking for all those kids that are trying to get into different sports here at the TIS, and we can try and give them some support.
The TIS searching for talented youngsters from all sporting backgrounds who may find themselves perfect for a sport they have never tried before.
We really do find that athletes do come from the program and can reach the international level within 4 to 5 years.
Tassie's own and former TIS talent recruit Ariane Titmus proving success on the big stage. The two-time Olympic gold medalist is one of many athletes who've come through the program. Athletes from all sporting backgrounds encouraged to put their best foot forward. The Institute looking for those aged 14 to 20 who'll be peak age by the time the 2032 Brisbane Olympic Games roll around.
What we're really looking for is kids with the right attitude, the ones that are willing to put in the hard work.
Keen athletes looking to join the ranks can head to the TIS website to register. Rebecca Gated-Neris, 7 Tasmania News.
A trailblazing new program is hoping to plug holes in major skill shortages across Australia. Hydro Tasmania is playing its part, embracing the contribution migrant workers bring to our shores.
For Surendran, being able to utilise his Malaysian engineering qualification to find work with Hydro Tas made his move to our island state significantly easier.
When I come here, the first day itself, like the team is very inclusive. They have a very positive, welcoming.
He was the only Tasmanian to take part in the Global Engineering Talent Program, the 18-week course helping break down some of the barriers that skilled migrant workers face when trying to find employment.
It's important for us, given the shortage of skills in engineering in particular, that we can support migrants to have a pathway to their careers.
Research shows 47% of migrant workers here are unemployed. In Tasmania, there are 5,200, with 35% born overseas.
Ensure that we are getting engineers into the pipeline. Not only that, we're retaining them in that pipeline, which is critically important.
The pilot program's only underway here in Queensland and the Northern Territory, with hopes of expanding it further, so Australia's skills shortage becomes a problem of the past.
The impact we have when we're not utilising these engineers is cost to projects, time to projects and delays. Very simple. The more engineers we get in the pipeline, the more efficient and productive we're going to be.
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
More Tasmanians living with severe depression can now access high-tech therapy without the need to travel, thanks to 2 new machines in Launceston. It's hoped they will encourage more people to seek treatment and improve mental health outcomes.
Christy has lived with severe depression for 4 years.
This time last year, I was in almost a catatonic state of depression, where I couldn't function, couldn't do anything.
After trying other therapy options, she underwent repetitive transcranial magnetic stimulation.
TMS has not only helped me return to work, it has literally saved my life.
2 TMS machines officially launching at the Launceston Psychology Clinic.
Previously, our patients would have to either fly interstate or they would have to go down south.
We initially thought we were going to bring 1 machine, but now we're bringing 2. We've brought 2 machines.
The treatment involves a pulsed magnetic field over the skull to generate small electrical currents, stimulating nerve cells in the brain. Proponents say it has an efficacy rate of up to 70% with minimal side effects.
It's not a drug. It's not shock treatment. You are conscious throughout.
Christy says it's been life-changing.
It's worth it. It is 100% worth it.
Patients can access 50 subsidised TMS sessions under Medicare if other treatments are deemed ineffective. Mark Zita, 7 Tasmania News.
The NBL has seen a free agency frenzy throughout the day. Tassie's reportedly made its first signing, despite the Jack Jumpers coach remaining tight-lipped on any potential movements. Scott Roth batting away speculation Gordak Gak has penned a deal with the Jackies If it turns out to be true, his move could now cast doubt over Marcus Lee's future at the club. He's also up as a free agent. Lauderdale forward Cam Hooker is loving life in the TSL after his switch from Dodgers Ferry. The new Bomber bagged 6 goals against Glenorchy as Lauderdale notched up their first 4 points of the season despite missing some key players.
We have a system in place, so we expect anyone that comes up to fill that role in the system, and obviously whoever it may be, as long as they play the role, that's what we want.
It feels they need to bring the player down.
And Suki goes back, and again, dead eye straight.
Testing side at home this weekend. And off the back of that win, Lauderdale's Campbell Hooker picks up 3 Cripps Player of the Year votes. Declan Chugg, the top vote taker from North Launceston's victory over North Hobart, and Clarence's Josh Green winning 3 against the Blues. And Tasmanian razor Rob Wilkinson has made a triumphant return to the ring, winning his first Professional Fighters League bout after a lengthy stint on the sidelines. Freshly returned from a year-long ban after a positive drug test, the Hobart fighter took just 70 seconds to defeat England's Tom Breeze. Hoping to put his past mistakes behind him, the 32-year-old sending a strong post-fight message: the champ is back.
Good evening. Hobart and Burnie both 20 degrees today, 22 for Launceston and for Devonport. Further across the state, Friendly Beaches, the state's top today with 23. St Helens 22, Maria Island, Flinders Island, Low Head, Smithton and Ouse all 20. King Island 19, 17 the top for Grove and Strawn, Laiweni 15 after an overnight low of 4 degrees. Cloud was seen about much of the state as a frontal band moved over the west and south of Tasmania. A frontal cloud band continues to move over Tasmania, associated with a cold front. Much of Australia remains cloud-free apart from southern Queensland and northern New South Wales, where a line of thunderstorms are brewing. Tomorrow, a high will lie to the south of WA and will extend a ridge over southern Australia, while a weak trough is expected to remain about the northeast of the state. West to northwesterly winds 10 to 20 knots, although 15 to 25 knots in the south. Southwesterly swells increasing to 4.5 metres in the south and 4 metres in the west. Your forecast now for Tuesday: Hobart partly cloudy 17, 16 for Adventure Bay, a shower or 2 for Tarraleah with a very cool 13 degrees. Remaining partly cloudy towards the north tomorrow, Launceston 20, Devonport and Bridport sharing an expected top of 20 degrees. Partial cloud in Burnie 18, showery over Strawn and Marrawar. Possible showers for St Helens 17, one up in Swansea 18, partly cloudy and 18 the maximum for Whitemark. Forecast now for Wednesday, fine apart from light showers about the west and northeast. Thursday, showers about the west with light showers extending to most districts during the afternoon. Friday, fine apart from light showers about the southwest and the far south. Perth, a fine and sunny 31 tomorrow. Hot and sunny also in Broome 38. Showers across Melbourne 19. A perfect autumn conditions in Sydney tomorrow with a maximum of 25 degrees. Currently in Hobart, it's partly cloudy, 15 degrees, mostly clear in Launceston with 16 and also clear in Devonport with 14. Lovely to see you again, Michael, and that's all in weather this Monday evening.
Well, that's all your news for now. I'll be back later with updates. Thanks for joining us from all the team at 7 Nightly News. Good night.